here. We're so excited to introduce you to another company that is graciously gifting you some of their products. This right here is Art Roservini. He's the VP of Marketing at Sambucol. You probably know Sambucol. If you do, because of Elderberry. They are definitely the leaders in the market. In speaking with Art, one really cool fact that I learned is that much of the research that has been done about elderberry and really the immunity boosting benefits that it can provide have used their Sambucol product in that research. So, things like at the earliest onset of a cold and flu, taking elderberry, for example, could reduce those cold and flu symptoms by up to half. So we're so excited to put two of their top products in your hands, which are their Sambucol elderberry syrup, and they're a little bit newer of a product, Sambucol gummies, if you prefer to take that elderberry ingredient in a different way. So Art, hello, thank you for joining us today. I just wanted to give the influencers a chance to get to know you and to get to know Sambucol a little bit better. So could you just introduce yourself and the company, let us know where you're sitting today, and some more about the company.
Sure. So, hi again. My name's Art. I'm the Vice President of Marketing here at Pharmacare, which owns Sambucol. Sambucol is a black elderberry brand. We have black elderberry has got about 4,000 years of written documented folk medicine use. Sambucol has been around since the 1980s. It was actually developed by an Israeli virologist by the name of Dr. Madeline Mumsulu, who decided to do her postdoctoral work to see if she could establish any of the veracity of the folk medicine claims, and did some exciting research. And so she developed this product, uses a proprietary extraction method to make sure we get the benefits of the elderberry, and we're using her formula to this day. We are sold worldwide. We are the worldwide leading brand in elderberry, basically in about 40 countries right now, with offices in around the world.
And Art, where are you actually speaking to us from today?
Well, I'm in San Diego. We picked a nice part of the world to base the U.S. office. But as I said, we're worldwide. A lot of people ask where we actually get our elderberries. We actually grow our elderberries in Central Europe. There's a specific type of elderberry. It's the European elderberry, Sambucus nigra. What a lot of people don't realize, there's actually about 30 different strains of elderberry that exist in the world, but not all have benefits for medicinal or beneficial value. There's black elderberry, blue elderberry, red elderberry. In fact, I was on a hike here in San Diego, came across wild elderberry growing here, but it's red elderberry, which has very little benefit.
Okay.
So the reason we grow our stuff in Europe is because they've actually cultivated this as a food crop for centuries. What they were doing is elderberry is used in a number of things, but the biggest things it's used for is actually colorant. It's really one of the few ways to actually get a true blue or true purple in dyes, for clothing and for food. So what the farmers were doing was growing their berries to try and get them darker and darker and darker, so that the dye, they didn't have to grow as many to make the dye more effective, the colorant more effective. What they didn't realize they were doing is growing in increasing the anthocyanin content and the polyphenol content of the berries. So by creating these darker berries, they have actually created the berry that contains the most anthocyanins and polyphenols in the berry kingdom. It has lots more than most any berry you've seen, more than blueberries, more than blackberries, more than the acai berry. The reason you really don't know about elderberry is because you actually can't eat them raw. So they don't exist in your local farmer's market. And in the United States, they're actually treated as a weed in a lot of places. So we use a growing cooperative in Europe that's literally, most of these families have been doing it for centuries. And like I said, they take it, there's a growing season that lasts about 6 weeks in August. We get the berries, they're hand cut, put on wagons, taken straight into the processing facility, and made and processed right down using our proprietary process into the syrup that we kind of were talking about a little bit earlier. So
that's great. So I imagine harvesting these Sambucus nigras can be a messy process. I'm just imagining very purple fingertips that all of these farmers have.
Yeah, no, it is. It's actually and the floors of the processing plants and everything is stained a lovely purple. Yes, it's not the prettiest facility at that stage.
Yeah.
Much later, it's a lot cleaner, but yes.
Yes. Well, good thing purple is such a great color, and you're wearing it today, representing well. So these products that you're putting in the hands of our influencers, the elderberry syrup, the elderberry gummies, what's the best time for our influencers to utilize these in their household for ultimate health? Is there a proper time to take it, and then can they get creative with it? Are there fun things that they can do?
Oh yeah, absolutely. So honestly, you can use elderberry every day. It's a fruit. Your body, it's not anything you can overdose on. Your body is going to use what it needs. It's going to take it, and the rest is just going to treat naturally as a food. So you can use the syrup. It's great. It tastes great. Some of the novel ways we like to use it. It actually tastes great on pancakes because it is a syrup. And if certain people may remember, there actually were IHOP restaurants in certain parts of the world that had elderberry syrup because it was a locally grown thing. This actually did happen back in the 70s and 80s. Not so much anymore. But yeah, you can take it every day. The hard part with a syrup, though, is it's a syrup, and not many people want to do a syrup every day. Now, you put it in a smoothie. You can put it in yogurt. Again, it's going to turn both of those a nice, lovely, bright purple. But a syrup's hard to use every day, and that's kind of why we have some of the other products, and we wanted to showcase some of the gummies, because these are something that are perfect for everyday use. You're probably already doing a gummy or taking a vitamin or a pill, something every day, and these can just be easily added into that regimen. And they pop them a couple times a day, and they're once a day, and it's great. And the fun part with that is, kids like it, everybody likes it. You can actually put it into lunch boxes. You don't have to worry about transporting syrup. You don't have to worry about violating the TSA at the airports if you're carrying gummies versus a liquid. So that's why we kind of have these as well. The gold standard is always going to be the liquid, but liquid's hard to use every day, so that's why we created the gummies. And then a lot of our other products are basically just form and function. Whatever we can give you to allow you to incorporate elderberry into your daily regimen, that's what we want you to use.
Okay, that's great. And you mentioned those pesky airports that are full of all these microorganisms that can often lead to cold and flus. So that obviously would be a great time if any of you influencers are traveling over these next couple months. Make sure you have some of those gummies packed with you, and not only will you speed right through security, but you will be healthy in the process. So Art, thank you so much for joining us today. Influencers, we hope that you put these products to great use, really get to know them and love them. What you put in the hands of our influencers was the syrup made for adults, but any of our influencers who have little ones at home, they could also give that to their kids. It's just a slightly different dosage. Is that correct, Art?
Yes. Yeah, what they would basically do is just cut it in half.
Okay.
And that's good from ages 1 to, as long as they're on solid food. From ages 1 to 10, basically about half the dosage of the adult stuff is perfect for them.
Okay, great. Well, again, Art, thank you so much for your time today. Influencers, thank you for watching, and have a good day.